Hey, it's
That's
soft as
that.
hell, ain't it?
Right.
It's soft as hell. Hey, I grew up on it, so I know. That's how I listen. I didn't even see the name. I seen the pack. I knew what it was.
Right.
I said, I'm from the hood for real, man. Hey, I grew up eating syrup sandwiches, the whole shebang.
See, that's what I'm saying. See, I'm like
That's
you, and
right.
the reason why I am like I am now, man, I grew up seeing my friends get shot and killed and stuff like that. Man, I'm over that. I'm 43 years old. I want to raise my daughters and give me some grandkids, maybe. I never even thought I would live past 21. That's how rough it was where I grew up. I honestly thought I wouldn't see past 21. And now that I have, the last thing I want to do is sit around trying to fight people, especially over their opinions. I don't give a shit what you like. It doesn't make what you eat don't make me shit. I will have a debate with you on what you like or not. But I'll be damned if I get so riled up that you don't like what I like that I'm gonna fight you over it.
Well, Tommy, the issue where it started is that he was making a point, and you did the same exact thing that he did, and then it's like you can't do something to somebody, and then when somebody do it back
Right.
to you, you get offended. You can't do that. That ain't right.
But that's why another thing I learned from my grandmother. She would always, if you wouldn't recognize what you were doing, she'd do it back to you to get you to recognize what you were doing. Most people don't realize what they're doing to people until somebody does it to them.
Indeed. All right, sister. I appreciate you for coming on, Tommy, and sharing with us.
Talk to you guys.
Sister Mechee, what's your thoughts on this? We're hearing from a black female now.
Well, I want to say, can you hear?
We could, but then you cut off.
She cut out.
As soon as she was speaking.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. I want to say, I actually was introduced to Tommy the way that some of these other brothers on the panel are, and I felt the same way at first. So to speak specifically to Tommy, what I will say is that me and him are actually really good friends. It started off with a beef, and it has ended up in a friendship. But I will say that me and him do disagree when it comes to his perspective of the black woman. That's where we have to agree to disagree, right? I will tell you, though, that he does have some points. I will say that from a black woman's perspective, I do think that there's a lot in the black community that black women could clean up. I do think we get on the brothers a whole lot, but we don't always talk about the things that sisters do in the community that are toxic to brothers or even to our own children. So I would say that we both play a part in the way that our demise is in our community, but I will still tell you that I understand where that demise comes from, right? I understand that we're conditioned. I understand that ghettos are created. I understand the situations that our sisters are in. They have been put in, and it's all deliberate in the war that we're in, right? That's against us as black people in this country. So I would say that Tommy should be allowed to have his perspective, though. And I would say if somebody was to listen to him completely and not just jump to conclusions, I would tell you as a black woman, he doesn't just make his living off of calling black women bitches, bitches, bitches on all of his shows. He actually has some really good topics, and he brings some really good points. And a lot of times I don't even want to hear what he's expressing about black women, but with the evidence that he's bringing, it's kind of hard to refute, and it's a bit sad. So I would tell you this also, he is more so a men's right advocate, and I think that we don't have enough of that. I think that it is very important to have fathers in our homes, and I do think that this society has also been set up to give incentives, as Tommy said earlier in the show, to not have fathers in the home. And I think that that's a big place where we need to start. Is having black men in the homes more, because it is destroying us. Women cannot raise boys to be men. We cannot raise our children on our own, and it's just a detriment to our whole community all the way around. So I would just say that. I don't know if there's anything anybody wants to comment to that, but I think there's a bunch of truth on both sides, and I think that we need to take a hard look at each other, black men and black women. It's not more one fault than the other, but we both, black men and black women, definitely have a lot of work to do. It's not just one or the other. So me and Tommy can agree to disagree on a lot, but we also do agree on a lot. So that's my perspective of it.
And I agree with her. And I just want to say one thing, Ben. And I agree with you about having men in the home, but I just don't think we just need to have men in the home. I think we need productive men in the home. I think there's a difference, because I know a lot of men that were in the home, but they were not productive. They were very, they were into things. that they shouldn't have been in, and then you got a lot of men in the home that are touching their own kids. It's so much that goes on in different households. You see what I'm saying? Like, because I'm an educator, right? I've had men in the home that were stepfathers. Matter of fact, I would give you an instance. I had a student, and we were told you cannot touch her elbow. And I was like, what? Like, but the counselor, there's certain things the counselors can't tell you about certain kids based on what's going on. If there's an open case, yada yada yada. But what was happening was, this was years ago, the stepfather would touch her on the elbow, and that was the sign for her to go to the room, and she would perform oral sex on him. So we just can't have men in the home. We need upstanding, God-fearing, productive men in the home. It's just my little spiel on that.
Absolutely, but let me throw something out there, because as I said, I think there's truth to both sides. And as a woman, I'm definitely not a feminist as a Black woman, but I will tell you this. As we speak of this toxic masculinity, can we ever speak of toxic femininity? Because we tend to always say that men are predators, but I will tell you that women are too.
I agree.
Okay.
I totally agree. Yeah, that wasn't to not say that you don't have a point. My thing is, I just want to stick with that actual context about men being in the home. That's all. Because at the end of the day, we can point fingers in so many different. We can point fingers all day long, but I just want to deal with that one context.
Absolutely. I guess what I want to say is that, I guess what I was trying to convey in that comment is just that I don't think that we always give enough credit to how important men are in our communities and our homes. You know what I'm saying?
Because we the foundation, in my opinion.
Absolutely. See, even when it comes, a woman cannot. I hate to see in our communities where, and a lot of women disagree with me on this, where we're always telling mothers Happy Father's Day, right? Because we tend to want to give the woman all accolades for everything.
I hate that.
But women cannot raise men. I can teach my son to be a decent person, but I know nothing about being a man, right? But let me also tell you this. There is a certain love that a man gives in that household to his daughter, if he is a right man, right? That he will give her an example of how to be loved, how to carry herself, what to expect from a decent man. So a mother also can never give the love of a father to her daughter. So there's a big void in our households across this nation and our communities. And like I said, there's even incentive in the government, and there are a lot of sisters, they rather, they want that child support check. But I would tell you firsthand, checks don't raise kids. I would love to see fathers in their children's lives more often than a check. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Boss, now I know you got, now boss, he gone. You got the sister on. I know you got, I want y'all to have a conversation. I think that'll be good. What you got, boss? Man, don't act like your phone ain't working. It's not like it might be off because it is not muted.
Anton.
He just texted and said I'm about to speak, so it must be paused.
Man, Anton was
so sister Mechee.
Bro was upset, man.
When it comes to how the delivery, I think that is the main point. I think as everybody, even boss himself,
can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay, bet. All right, so number one, again, I have to calm down. All right, I have to just keep quiet and just let it be what it is. Number two, ain't now brother on this phone has ever seen me out of pocket like this ever in life, and it's not because of no phone call. It's not because of no phone call. I am not the guy to talk tough. I'm not the guy to pretend be bigger. That's not even my character. Though all of y'all got points, what I don't like is the fact that, number one, this gentleman, Sotomayor, has received death threats worldwide for a reason. We all got opinions, but it's a reason why people threaten him consistently. It's a reason why when his name come up, Black women and Black men, they go there. It's a reason for that. And I understand you, Trey, you haven't seen any other videos. I got you. So you probably can't go there. And same to Brother Ben or whoever else. I had an opportunity to do my homework. I'm a YouTube guy. And I want to personally say from a man who has a black mother, who has 2 black sisters, it is no way. Fuck this phone. If he was in my face and he called any woman, rather how he used the word bitch, call me wrong or not, I would have broke his motherfucking face. And that's on God. Period.
Anton.
Hold on.
Anton.
I'm not done.
Anton.
I don't need stop. I can talk.
Come on.
To
I don't say you can't tell me what to do now. Don't do that.
You can't
So
tell me either. So
hold on. I'm not trying to tell you what to do.
No, nothing.
Why don't he? Brother Ben asked you to talk to Sister Mechee. He didn't say come back on her and talk about Thomas Sotomayor. Come on, bro.
No.
The dude not even here
It's
to
cool.
defend himself.
Put the mic down.
That's lame, bro.
No, bro. Quit butting in your 2 cents. I'm not even talking.
That's lame, bro.
No, you lame for butting in.
No.
That's lame.
No, be quiet, bro. Calm down.
And you gonna see me tomorrow. So calm down,
bro. I'm saying, my nigga, I'm not even talking. You all gotta grab a mic and butt in and interrupt people.
No, bro, I'm just saying the man out here to defend himself. Talk to the woman.
I don't know. I thought
quit talking about him.
Okay, cool.
Why you so pressed about this man, bro?
All right, cool. Trey, this wasn't your cue to get in the spotlight. I wasn't talking to you.
I'm not trying to get in the spotlight, bro. I'm trying to get. I'm trying to. You steady talking about this man, brother.
I wasn't talking to you. Thank you. Back on the highway. Back to the sister. Sister, I like how respectful you have been towards this brother. The gentleman who does what he do. Me personally, I don't have a tolerance for that. I thought I could handle this conversation. I don't have a tolerance for it. Call it what you want. Let it be what it is. But I know what he does. So as we talking and critiquing, I wish people would have gave that same critique when he was on the phone, which no one did. We can critique everybody else on the phone, but not one time did we pull his card.
Well, I would pull Tommy's card. I mean, that's the funny thing. I know you may not notice that I pull Tommy's card all the time when it comes to things that we don't agree on. So, I mean, and I don't mind a brother speaking about, a Tommy or bringing it up. I mean, I did mention what I said, so I'm okay with whatever you have to bring.
We sat here and heard them argue for 3 hours, sweetheart.
All right,
I know.
Back to the lady.
So that's why I was like, come on, like, let's get over this.
Trey, she's talking to me, brother.
But I want to say too to the brother, I would be a hypocrite if I said I was mad at his deliverance. You may not know anything about my deliverance or how I talk on YouTube, but mine is really rough too. It ain't towards black people, but I can't be mad at a person for their deliverance. I get told all day long I shouldn't cuss, I shouldn't talk the way I do in the deliverance that I have, but that's how I deliver what I deliver. And so,
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. So I can't really get mad at him for that because I would be a hypocrite to say that. I would say that though I am a person that prefers when I'm talking to my own people to handle them in a little bit more care. But there are times you get frustrated with black people and you want to tell them like it is. I'm sure that you do. I would also say too, as far as being that upset at him saying a word, I'm never upset when Tommy says those kind of words because he's not talking about me. So I never take any of that personal. When he says a bitch, he's not talking about my mother. So I'm not upset just because he says it about a black woman, because he's not talking about me or my mother. So I never take that personal,
Right. So okay, and I can respect all that, and I'm not denying that from you, and I got much respect for you, and I'm listening to you, and also I understand. I get that. Even me as an individual, I used to be very abrasive, and I had to grow and mature and learn how to kind of, not, just step on people's toes. I wasn't trying to. Now, it'd be different if my intent was to be, deliberately just disrespectful to somebody. But it was never my intent. But how I typed at times seemed to be very different from, if we was in person, right? So when we speak about this gentleman and what he had going on and the whole nine, I'm call it what it is. I don't know what it is, but let it be what it is. I'm just not cut from it. And rather his opinion or not, there is no pass. Like again, when we were speaking earlier, I get it, he's not on the phone, so I won't be abrasive. But when we were speaking earlier, when I said what I was saying, I meant no harm by it. I literally meant zero. My intent was to not offend him at all. I was trying to talk. But what happens is every time you start to talk, if he's triggered by anything, he cuts you off. So when I was talking, took me out of context, or maybe I gave it to him wrong. I don't know, but that wasn't my intent. Then all of a sudden I heard, extreme words. Where I'm from, bro, we don't play like. I don't care how you place the words. Yeah, we don't play like that. That's not something you play with as a grown ass man, bro. That those type of terms shouldn't even be in the midst of a conversation amongst two men. My grandfather even said if that was he'll kill a dude behind. That's just me and my family. So those kind of words don't even be spoken up to. And then the fact that, again, through his career, cool, do you, whatever. But just the fact that career has been built just off the yanking and the pulling and the demeaning, and I just can't respect it. Call it facts. You're right.
Can I ask you this though?
Yes, go ahead.
A lot of people say that Tommy has built his platform on a bunch of white people that hate black people. But what if I told you that majority of his audience is black? But let me tell you this. So all these men that are black that watch Tommy, that agree with Tommy, as black people, should we not take into consideration how these men feel and kind of hear them out? Because it's not just Tommy. There's actually a large population of black men who feel the way that he feels. So I would rather understand how they feel this way and bridge the gap between black men that feel this way about black women than to just completely dismiss them, because Tommy does not stand alone.
Well, I don't want to dismiss
hold on, before you respond. That's what I said yesterday. Actually, people were saying, "Why you doing a show with him?" Why? I said, "Listen, if I don't do a show with him, there's thousands of people like him who have the same mindset. They don't have a platform. They're not bold enough to come out and say it, but they feel the same way. So we must at least hear them out. So when we're teaching from our perspective, we know who we're talking to and the mindset that they have." So go ahead.
Well, no, like I said, I'm not trying to mute him. I believe in all the free rights, the free voice. I get it. And as a grown man, when I heard what he was talking about, I left it alone. You see what I'm saying? I left it alone. He made facts. I got you, but man, no, bro. I visit my mom every weekend. I can't sit here and hear a man just calling black women bitches 55 times on a radio show. I can't do it. I can't.
I get that. I don't like it either. It turns off. Let me, in all fairness, say this to you, that when I tune into Tommy's show and he's talking like that, that's when I tune out and I just come back when the brothers talk about something different, because he talks about a lot of topics and he talks about a lot of great things that I like to watch. So it's not just always about black women. But when he does talk like that, I do get to leave him from the scene. I do the same thing. So let me keep it real with you on that one, because I don't want to hear that either.
Okay. Well, right. Well, that was and that was a little bit of my piece of earlier, because I heard him do it on many. This ain't no one in the blue moon. This is a lot. So when we're talking about speaking of facts, well, then what is the benefit of calling women a bitch 55 times in an hour radio show, or because a woman called in and she was speaking her mind and you talk over her? Listen, bitch, listen, bitch. This is how you talk to him. This is what he do.
Well, let me say this in all fairness too. I've watched a lot of those calls come into his platform, and he does not talk to people like that off the bat. He will talk to them, and then they get to talking to him really crazy or saying something disrespectful to him, and then that's when Tommy comes back. I've never actually seen Tommy answer a phone from any of his callers and just go off on him for no reason. So I'm just telling the truth, right?
Right.
Let me say this though, if you don't mind, brother, being there's a couple people in the chat, and somebody said, how would I know that about Tommy's platform being black people? First, I want to say that if you watch his platform, you hear people call in all the time. His people are real people. You get to see their faces like you see these folks' faces. But I want to bring up something about, going across platforms where we can reach more people. I do the Black Agenda, and I actually had 4 people that watched Tommy's show that were black men that actually showed up to my conference because of seeing me on his channel. So even though there are black men over there watching him that feel a certain way, doesn't mean that they don't want to hear from black women, or they don't want to see a perspective of how we fix this, because I had 4 of those brothers show up to my event that had nothing to do with Tommy. So doing this cross platform does allow us to hear other people and then to hear our perspectives and reach people that maybe we couldn't get a certain perspective to. Also, somebody said in the chat, did I forget that Tommy cussed me out before? I absolutely did not forget that. And I want to tell you the beauty in that is that me and Tommy started off beefing. He was making videos about me. I was making videos about him. He was calling me all those names. I was calling him all kind of names. But we came to the table and we had a conversation, and we did that live. And in that conversation, we were able to come to an understanding. And I have no problem saying that in that understanding, I got to see him for who he was as a person instead of just listening to one or two videos and what everybody says about him. And that allows us now to have a really great friendship that people don't seem to like, but I make no apologies for it.
Right. But okay, Queen, but that's you brought up a good point. And this is where I'm just volunteering. This is where I have to disconnect, period. Because what man goes back and forth and cusses women out? What, like, describe this. My grandfather wouldn't have done that. My uncle wouldn't have done that. We wouldn't have. What man goes back and forth with a woman and cusses her out and calls her every name under the book and yells and screams at a woman?
Tommy Sotomayor.
Is that Tommy Sotomayor? Okay, thank you.
He
God
does
bless
that.
America. Thank you. So what I'm saying is, I don't do that. The men I know don't do that. If a woman's getting loud mouth, we just walk off, play it off, leave. But who goes back and forth with a grown woman and go toe to toe with a grown ass woman? Who does that? And how can I sit here on the phone? I was boiling because I know what he do. And I'm like, God damn, like, and we just being so nice to him. And brother, I do hear you. I do respect your opinion. Man, dude, this dude goes.
Hold on. I gotta interject. I gotta interject now.
Hold on. He's the only dude I know that, well, me personally, from video, who goes toe to toe with a woman. He goes toe to toe with a woman. I'm done.
Now, boss, let me interject now. Now, hold on. Now, when you just sit up here, you made that statement. You added me, so I gotta respond.
Bro, I'm just talking about general.
Hold on. No. You said y'all sat up here and were being respectful to the man, sir. I have not debated with you, and I'm not gonna debate with you.
Good.
That's number one.
Good.
Let's get that understood.
Good.
You said right up here, and you said y'all will sit up here and disrespect. The man ain't disrespecting me, so why would I disrespect him? The man was making points. I was not being me and brother Ben were on the same page when it came to Tommy Sotomayor. So there was no favoritism, there was no bias, there was no nothing. I was for right and wrong. That was it.
All right, well, that's totally fine. Good. That's totally fine. Me, I disconnect. He go toe to toe with women. He does it repeatedly. I can't respect it, and I'm done with it.
Brother, MoneyBoy Tr3y, what's your thoughts on this, man?
My thoughts is kind of like everybody's talking about an approach, but everybody's approach could be deemed offensive to someone. No matter what you talk about, no matter what you talk about, your approach can be deemed offensive. It's people in the chat that are saying offensive shit, and ain't nobody talking to them about their approach. Pro-blacks approach could be offensive to white people. Brother Ben's approach could be offensive to Christians, so on and so forth. I mean, I don't get what the approach part is. If you get past the approach, then you can get to some solutions. It's like we talk crazy to each other in the streets all day, every day. Men, women, baby daddies, baby mama. So I'm kind of lost about the guy saying that, we don't take that type of disrespect, but you slick gave disrespect, and then when he took it another level, you got offended. You can't do that. You can't disrespect somebody and then tell them how to come back at you. That's pretty much all I got. But like, I'm glad you let this ride because it showed a lot of dysfunction that goes on in the black community. But at the end, if everybody can calm down and chill, we can still have a civilized conversation like we're doing now.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think it's just we just have to, as the minister says, man, rise above emotions, man, into the thinking of God. You know, and that's why I said the other day about feeling what the person is saying. The person may gives an analogy that I don't like. Tommy obviously didn't like the analogy Boss was giving. It could have been taken as if you trying to say I'm a punk because you saying I would do something to a girl and not a man. Boss saying, well, hey, man, we don't talk with that gay stuff. And then it's two analogies. Neither one of them was literally saying it to one another. So they both were just giving analogies, and then it exploded. And even with the religious thing, I think that's what happens in religion as well. I got a different perspective. You got this perspective. And we talk about unity. And I think this is why understanding unity is very important, because unity is not everybody thinking the same. Everybody is not going to think the same. So if you get mad Tommy is on here, guess what? If I bring somebody from the Nation of Islam, if I bring somebody who believes in God, we're not going to think the exact same. Of course, we may agree on a lot of things if we're in the same organization, but when it comes to relationships, when it comes to how to respond, we may think different. So in order for us to have unity, we have to have our individual perspective, understand where the other person is coming from. Hey, it may be to the point where, hey, I'm never going to agree with that, but that part right there, we can agree on, and we can unite on that part. And I'll add this and then just say this. The perspective that he has, I think the main point here, we could just sum it up, is it's the language. The logic, I think the logic makes sense. We agree with the logic, but when calling the B word and mocking or whatever the case may be, that's what's not wanted. But at the end of the day, just to bring the actual facts, the Black women are the one watching it. So if they were so offended by it, they are the actual ones that's watching it. And if people are calling in saying, hey, you changed me, or you changed my life, like for example, if he's talking about weave, and then the sister say, you know what, man, I'm going natural now. At the end of the day, I can say, hey, sisters, you need to love yourself. So I can say, hey, sis, you need to love yourself. You know what I mean? Your hair is so natural. She may not change like that, but if she's shamed and, oh man, this is crazy, and I can't believe you, and she takes it off, we still got the result of her accepting her own and going natural. So I just think we're skinning. I think it's more than one way to skin a cat. Don't agree with the cussing and all that, but at the end of the day, where are we trying to get? Are we trying to get some, like for example, I can whoop my child and get him to be quiet. Somebody else can say, hey son, I want you. At the end of the day, we want the son to sit down. So at the end of the day, we ain't gonna talk to him and make him change and make him change his language. He's not finna say, you know what, man, brother Ben, I'm not cussing no more because I want this platform. That's not gonna happen. He's gonna be him. We're gonna be us. But I think it's on us to see why, what's the motive, and where are we trying to go, and what has been the results. And then we gotta just judge on the results, not the emotions.
I totally agree. And I don't believe that he's out here telling women to go be strippers, telling women to do drugs, telling women to do negative things. From and I've known of him. I've never listened to any of his shows or anything. But based off the conversation that we've had today, I really don't have nothing bad to say about him, because I'll be wrong. I'll be a hypocrite to judge somebody that I don't know. But my thing is, from what I'm hearing, he just wants Black women to be accountable, and that's all. That's what I got from it. I'm not saying I'm right.
Be better.
Exactly. That's what I got from it. So,
but would y'all agree that in everyday life that women talk to each other the same way he talks to the women, and men talk to each other the same way? Men talk
brother,
to
let me
like
tell you
that?
something. Listen, let me tell you something. I can't stand when another woman call another woman to be where it. Bro, that's like a pet peeve, because I'll be like, you'll get offended if a man do it, but then say y'all just be so happy. And nah, man, you got to keep that same energy. You can't do that.
Yeah, Sister Mechee, any closing words?
I just want to say that I agree with your words of what you said. It's we can disagree on people's delivery, but at the end of the day, he does have some really good points. And and if we're logical people and we want to realize that and not be in our emotions, which I had to get out of mine, because at one point I was a Tommy hater too. I was like, yeah, he need to die. I'm not gonna lie. Right. But when you get out of those emotions and you have a conversation with this man and you listen to his logic, and he will speak to you and he will tell you what his logic is, it's kind of hard to argue with it. Because he makes some very valid points. Again, I think it's just his delivery, but I appreciate this platform once again, Brother Ben, with what you did yesterday and even today. I think this is what it's really about, us coming together and being able to have conversations that, even though we may speak about them different, we may come across in a different manner. The bottom line is that everybody here, I think, wants the same thing. Homie on the phone that was mad, he don't want nobody calling Black women bitches. That's cool. But at the same time, even though Tommy's calling them that, I think Tommy would be very happy if he looked around and Black women were better. They were uplifted in who they were. They was walking around with no weeds on, and they were confident in who they were. I think we would all be pleased with that. So in the end, we are all looking for the same goal. So I just think that that's what we need to focus on, instead of all the things we don't agree on.
Absolutely.
Trey,
Trey, any closing words?
Nah, man.
Nah. I don't have nothing to say, man. It was a crazy show.
Y'all were entertained though. Y'all were tripping the whole time. Y'all back there giggling like a mother.
Nah, man. Listen. Me and Brother Ben was on the same wave the whole show, and I'm sitting there like, bro, y'all gotta chill, bro, because it was a big misunderstanding. But you know, it is what it is, man.
It was disrespect versus big disrespect. That's all it was.
Yeah.
That's all it was. What the first shot, disrespect, and then from there on it just was blah 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 blah.
And
man, y'all did y'all thing. I'm glad y'all let this ride though, because like I said, it just shows the dysfunction that men really can't have a conversation without arguing. We were arguing like literally.
I don't agree with that, brother. I don't agree with that.
Well, I mean, to a certain extent, because I mean, everybody was talking about his delivery, but look how the delivery was to another black man. Look how the black man delivered. Both of their deliveries to each other were terrible, but everybody's talking about each other's delivery.
I agree.
Like if he's pro-black and he doesn't like the black woman being disrespected, then you can't disrespect the black man at the same time. Like it's supposed to be even on both sides. It's supposed to be respect amongst all blacks, right?
But let me say this real quick. Tommy did say now, and this is not me taking up for him because I don't have a dog in the fight. I was just listening for the most part. And he said, I have a psychology degree. I'm doing to you what you did to me. And that's all he said he was trying to do. Then he went into the disrespect with the argument. But he said initially, I have a psychology degree. I was just trying to get you to realize what you were doing. But then he got upset. And at Tone, that's my personal friend. So, you know what I mean? You know, I seen what was going on, and I really want him to chill. I'm like, bro, you ain't got to do all that. But, you know, I know how he is. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man.
You tried to get both of them to chill. They wasn't hearing that shit in the heat of the battle.
You can't say they weren't.
Nah, I'm gonna be honest. Nah, every time I told Tommy to chill, and he a grown man, that man don't even know me. He respected that I said, say, bro, chill. And that man don't even know me. I'm gonna keep it 100.
Well, I might have him confused with the was it Mario? I might have him confused with
that's his mother. See, let me say something. The two dudes that Tommy, I'm not gonna say he got into it with him, but whatever was going on, both of them other two guys, they're my personal friends. Because we all have a talk show. They're on the talk show that I started. So like we're personal friends. So my thing is that I'm a real dude. I'm for right. So I'm not biased. Even though I don't know somebody, if my partner wrong, I'm gonna say, bro, you wrong. You feel what I'm saying? My blood brothers. If my blood brother out of pocket and he wrong, I'm gonna say, bro, I don't know this dude, but say, bro, you need to chill because you wrong. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, when I kept saying, Tommy, chill. Every time I did say that, he fell back. Now he did come back, but at the same time, I can't keep telling the man to chill, and then he getting disrespected, and I expect the man not to say nothing because he's a grown man.
Yeah. And see, my only point was even when I got off, I was still listening. You have to understand that this man still wouldn't let go of a perceived beef and kept saying he taking up for women. He ain't gonna let nobody disrespect women like that. So does he go on those women's Instagram when they disrespecting themselves? Do he go on there and tell them he not gonna let them do that? When he have these women out here like this one named Ashay Divine, who goes out of her way to teach other black women how to get online and sell themselves by sticking cucumbers and stuff up in their pussy and making a couple dollars online. Does he go and talk to them? Has he ever walked up to a rapper? Huh?
No, I was gonna answer your question because I say that's my personal friend and I know him. Now, I can say this. Now, he's probably not addressed the actual female that you're referring to, but one thing about it, he is big on Facebook. He do call women out on their stuff all the time. I promise.
No, what I'm saying is you go to them and tell them how you're telling me how you're not going to tolerate disrespect. I ain't never seen nobody like that walk up to a rapper and say, I ain't going to tolerate this. Like, who is he to say what he's not going to tolerate somebody else's opinion or feeling towards these people? And like the people in the comment section were saying, these women refer to themselves as that. Do you act like I'm the only person who uses the word bitch? That's the crazy part about this. I could see if it was, he never heard anybody use the word bitch, but it just seems like if you listen to him, he only has one argument and his argument ain't real. When your argument is you said the word bitch and I don't tolerate that, because if I heard somebody call a woman bitch, I want to fight them. Man, you got to grow up. If you heard somebody call bitch, when bitches got songs called bitches, Nicki Minaj them call bitches all the time. And as a matter of fact, if bitch is such a disrespectful word, what does he do when women call men bitches? Does he go beat them up? Is he not going to tolerate that? Who is he? Tolerate. You don't need to talk to grown people like that in a discussion. And the fact that he kept saying, I'm not usually like this. Yes, but you're not even able to stop yourself from being like that now. And to the point, he has a man on here who is his friend in real life, who was trying to calm him down, and he wouldn't listen to him either. So what kind of out of control rage is that? Every time he got muted, the man who runs the show, when he muted me, I waited until he unmuted.
You made a full course meal when you got muted.
That's what I'm saying. But this man, every time the man who runs the show muted him, he unmuted himself because he could not control himself. And then kept telling his own friend, don't jump in the conversation when I'm talking to somebody else. Yet when his friend was asking me a question, he jumped in the conversation. After a while, we got to start thinking, what is really triggering people to make them act the way that they're acting? Because you have to say something was bigger than the point that I was making that made him act like that.
But Tommy, let me say something real quick, brother. Because the first live, was it the live you did, Ben? When he was on, when you had Anton on today?
Yeah.
That was this live.
No, it was before this.
We were together when he called in.
Oh, yeah.
Remember he called in. So watch this. So like I say, cause I'm real, bro. He called in. Now, when y'all got off the live, me and him was on Facebook, FaceTiming each other. And he was bigging Tommy up.
Yep.
Bro, he was bigging you up. I'm keeping it 100. He was bigging you up. And now, y'all had this conversation, and now you his worst enemy. I'm like, bro, like, come on, bro. That's my
point. Even when I wasn't on, he told you, and y'all up here showing this man respect. Dude, you called into the show twice and was showing me respect. Now all of a sudden, because you mad, everybody needs to be mad. He forgot that he was showing me the same respect.
That's a fact, though. That's a fact.
There's no reason to disrespect somebody that you have an opportunity to talk to. And there's definitely no reason to sit there and carry grudges with people you don't know. I don't know this man to hold a grudge. Tomorrow I'll get up, take my kids to school, and I won't even think about that man to sit up there and believe that I'm looking for this dude. I'm gonna go try to find his Facebook so I can go get somebody to go tune this nigga up. Like I don't understand that kind of anger he had, and it was triggered by me giving him an example, trying to say to him, you can't say the things that you're saying without any proof. And I was like, because that would be like if I said this about you with no proof.
And that's why I said what I said, because you can't say that a man won't fight a man just because you might have seen him aggressive towards a woman, because I'm telling you, I've seen men who abuse women, and then if a man try to break him up, he gonna turn around and he gonna beat you up too.
I seen plenty of niggas do that. This one dude, he took his shirt off, came up to dude, but you hitting that female, you won't hit a nigga like that. He whooped that nigga's ass. And nobody who was standing around fuck with him after that. Just like believing that when people believe punks can't fight until a punk whoop your ass.
Nah, that ain't true. My cousin, you know, he went to the pen and he told me his punks down there 6'4", 300 pounds, knocking niggas out, taking it.
Mm-hmm. So it's crazy that we make so many assumptions, and the worst time to make an assumption is when you're talking to someone. He could have just asked me, and I could have answered it, but he wanted to belittle me the whole time.
You know what? Now, that's a good point. Hey, do you fight men? You're right. You could have just asked the question instead of making a scenario and then try to imply that I'm scared. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. And that's why you turned around and said what you said. But at the same time, you did say, I'm not saying you do this. Mm-hmm. But no homo, he heard the word dick, a sucker dick, and he couldn't take it.
And I wanted to get him to understand, if I made a statement like that about him, not knowing him, that would be crazy. Like, why would I say that?
And it'd be disrespectful.
Yep. And when he didn't understand that made me think. So many conversations I've had, and he kept saying, you know, people say they want to kill this man. There's no reason that people say they want to kill this man unless he's wrong. There are men all over the country right now who get death threats, whether they cuss like me or not, whether they're right or they're wrong. People are stupid and triggered all over the place. There are pastors right now who never cuss and they get death threats. Mother Teresa got death threats.
I've seen people come at Brother Ben, and Brother Ben, in my opinion, is the most loving, respectful guy I know.
Mm-hmm. Brother Ben didn't do anything. He had a conversation with me today, a respectful one. Some dude who was in the comment section went and made a video called "Fuck Brother Ben."
Are you serious?
For real?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Because they talking to Tommy. I get death threats too, and I say the complete opposite of you, Tommy.
Mm-hmm. Mechee had a respectful conversation with me. Mechee had a respectful conversation with me. Next thing you know, she was my side bitch. She doing this, that, and the other. Seriously.
Right.
Man, he for a while, bro.
Right. You talk to Tommy, you're a target.
I'm a target anyway, so I just added to it. It's all good.
Yeah, the dude sent me a $5 cash app, then said, "Man, F you," and requested the $5 back.
Wow.
He sent me another $5 and said, he said, "And here go another $5 because I know your broke ass need it."
Wow.
Oh, and these are black people.
And I was like, bro, I didn't even do that. I said, I'm giving y'all a platform to call in.
God, dog. But here's the funny part about that same dude. He was the biggest Tommy fan there was online until 4 weeks ago when he was playing my live stream and I went in his live. Somebody told me, "It's dude playing your live stream." So I went over there and I give everybody a chance. I told him, I said, "Stop playing my live," because I was doing an interview. I said, "Stop playing my live stream my interview, or I'm going to flag you down." He went to the camera and did this to the camera at me and said, "Fuck you." So I flagged him down. When I flagged him down, since then, he's become the Tommy hater. This man did 19 hours of streaming in one day about me. He went from being, he liked me, to now he's making profiles with pictures of my daughter. He even did it tonight after the show, had my daughter playing on his stream, photos and videos of my child.
That's extremely disrespectful. You don't play with people's kids, man.
And he an advocate for black women.
Mm-hmm. All of them are. That's what's funny. All these advocates for black women have no problem talking about my children just because they're my children. If I'm dating a black woman, they go after that black woman. So they're not advocates of black women because they have no problem with going after them if they don't like the decisions they make.
Yeah. Crazy world.
And I can't believe that I get that kind of, well, I do understand it. Most of these men are raised by women. So their emotions are like a woman. A woman is supposed to be the one who's going to stalk you all day, not another grown man. Men would not going to argue with a man about his opinion like that to the point of where you're going to make profiles called Tommy Sotomayor sucks dick, whether Tommy Sotomayor got chlamydia, Tommy Sotomayor, and they'll wake up and log into that account as a grown man to troll me. Brother Ben, you can tell him if I'm lying. There were people who were in your comment section during your show that had never been in your comment section, and yet they were complaining, "I'm about to unsubscribe. Why you letting this fuck nigga come up here?" And they had the craziest troll names possible. So they just follow me everywhere I go.
So Tommy, you're a troublemaker.
But listen, he was justifying it. That's what was bothering me. The dude that was on the stream. But the brother that was on the show earlier, he was justifying it. That's what really hurt me. That's why they do it. That's why they do it. By his logic, white people mistreat black folks. So I guess they got a reason to do it, right?
Oh, good point.
What's up, Brother Ben? What's up, panel? What's up, Tommy, Mechee X, and other brothers on the panel? I just wanted to go in and say that the thing with us as black people, especially black men, is we have lost the art, if I may call it that, of just sitting down and talking with one another. I mean, we don't know how to agree to disagree, and without being violently disagreeable. It's like Brother Ben was saying earlier tonight, and I think even Tommy might have mentioned it, that because somebody doesn't agree with you on something, it can't be like, well, okay, we don't agree and just going to call it a day. He's like, no, nigga, why you can't agree with like? I'm like, wait a minute. I mean, it's a lot of things that I don't agree with. Some things that Tommy may say, but I'm not going to sit up there and just go out like, oh, you know, this and that and other. I mean, that's where maturity comes in, being grown. I mean, some people may not necessarily agree with me being on this panel right now, but you know what? That's just something. That's just the beauty of diversity and the beauty of having a mind of your own. I mean,
Amen.
like Brother Ben. I mean, I know Brother Ben is a member of the nation. Okay, I subscribe to what you would call Christianity. But I think we could come together as Black people and talk it out. I mean, what's the man we're talking about? And Ben, when I was on the panel earlier, I was mentioning the fact that I was applauding you for actually speaking to Tommy, because, I mean, that's just something we just don't do. It's just talk to each other.
Yeah. Like me and Brother Tr3y, man, we've been brothers since we dang near met.
Since the day we met.
You know, and he's a Christian, I'm a Muslim. We have done events with the youth together. And we just come together on common grounds, man. And I think that's just that just needs to that just what has to happen. You know what I mean? We, like I say, all men is not going to agree. But for us to be the conscious one and for us to be the men, which I think is the backbone, we have to set a better example. Like, we know our women are calling each other B words. We know our women are doing certain things, but if we can't get it together, like if men can't sit down with barbershop talk and not be ready to fight each other, then what is that showing to our children? What is that showing to our women? How can we cope with them if we can't, you know, get it together? So we definitely have to learn how to sit down and just have a civil conversation, because we're not going to always agree. That's why I knew people was going to have something to say once I was on the show with Tommy, but it doesn't matter, because like I say, I'm pretty sure Tommy, I know he has a large audience of females, but I'm pretty sure there's plenty of men, and I've heard them call in and agree with him. So whether you don't like Tommy or not, there's another brother out there that may be next door to you that feels the same exact way. We can't just throw them all away and say, well, you don't think like me, so I can't talk to them. We have to talk to them and see what they're talking about. Even if you don't agree with everything, you may find out that you actually do agree, but you just come.
And you might learn something.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's why I don't like hanging around a bunch of people who see the world the way I see it. You ever think about it this way? People always talk about, well, Tommy got a big audience, big blah, blah, blah. If I'm such a bad Black man, why is it that I've spawned so many people who've been able to pay their light bill, gas bill, child support, and all that stuff just because they're making videos about me every damn day on YouTube? I've created a freaking industry, and somebody tell me if I'm lying. There are several people who are doing things that they didn't even think they could do because they saw a Black man like me get on YouTube and they said, hey, that ugly nigga made some money. I can do it too. You see, these people didn't exist and they weren't doing the things that they're doing until I did it. So no matter how much you hate me, I've made it to where brothers, because it used to be just white boys was online making money and nobody thought about that they could do their own shit. And look how many have popped up and created their own voices because they saw me do it. I can't be that bad of a person.
Yeah,
I come to people whose shows are way smaller than mine to help them, to give them a bigger voice. I can't be that bad of a person. Look where I'm at right now at 2:16 in the morning. Am I on my show where I'll be getting AdSense, or am I on yours where you get it?
That's respect.
Yeah, because they showed terminated me for no damn reason. I see you got about 50 channels. I didn't tomorrow. They terminated me. Didn't even tell me why.
But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like when I heard you like 2 years ago, you were like battling Brother Polite, and I was like, oh my gosh, this Negro, I can't listen to this. And here I am 2 years later after I've had my daughter. It was like, he got a point. You know what I'm saying? I argue with my baby mama every day about it. She'd be like, play me 3 videos where he said something positive. And I gave her 3, and then she was like, well, still.
Oh man, hey, she sounded like my grandmother. I swear, boy.
But many of them
tell my grandmother the truth, boy. Listen, man.
But that's what many of them do it. That's what your homeboy did. If I had appointed him to all the videos where he said I don't do it, he would have still just found a reason to dislike me anyway. He could talk to 10 Black women right now, and they tell him what I've done for them. He just say, y'all just brainwashed. So when people don't want to hear the truth, they will find a way for the truth not to be the truth.
Man, that's crazy because, like I was saying earlier, man, I've heard of you and then I've heard about you, but now that I had an actual conversation, like, I got a whole different respect for the guy. Like, and I really have an opinion about you. I just heard about you, but I'm the type of guy is always like I'm the type of guy you can't come up and walk up to me telling me about somebody. They didn't offend me, number one. I don't know them. I don't have no personal experience. And on the flip side, it's two sides to every story. So you just can't. I'm not one of them simp niggas. You can run up to me and say, so and so did this. Well, okay, cool. I put it in the back of my mind, but at the same time, let me go talk to this other person first before I come to a conclusion.
But if you notice, that's what and I know it's your friend. I hate to keep saying this, but that's what he kept doing. It wasn't that he had a bad opinion about me. He kept saying, but y'all should too. That was his argument. Y'all
said, brother, listen, but brother, I'm not no simp. You just can't tell me how to think. I'm a grown man.
And that's what was hurting me the most, because he just kept saying, and y'all had the nerve to step here and show this nigga respect. Like, y'all should be cussing him out like I'm doing now. But there was a time when you weren't cussing me out. I hate when people do that. I hate when friends do that. We all cool. Then when you stop being that person's friend, I'm supposed to stop being their friend too because you chose to? No, this is not happening. And it's just, I remember when Mechee and I were talking, she said, I mostly came at you because other people were talking about you and saying what it was that you did. So I'd never had a conversation with you, but I figured at this point, you must be as bad as they say. And I've seen a couple of your things. So yeah. So that's how we started out. But neither one of us ever had sat down and talked to each other.
Had a conversation, exactly.
Right. And once we sit and had a conversation, it was like, I see, man, I'm tripping. Yeah, like I see that you see a lot of shit differently. But it's almost like in Atlanta, you can go to downtown Atlanta by taking 20, but you can also take 75 and 85. They'll still get you to downtown. So why are we arguing about directions when we're going to the same place?
Because we want to put it on approach. We want to put it on delivery.
I want to say something.
That's the problem with Black YouTube. A lot of times, Black YouTube chamber.
Hold on, let Sister Mechee go ahead.
I want to say something personally, since knowing Tommy, that has really shocked me. And I say this, and I'm going to keep saying it till people hear me when I say this. For as much as Tommy speaks the way that he speaks about Black women, and I will say that he speaks about a lot of other stuff. That's not all that he talks about, but that was my perspective of who he was, as well as everybody else, until I got to know him for myself. And I do know him personally, but I will tell you, in real life, this is the craziest thing to me, you guys. There's so many pro-Black brothers that I know in real life that we all run around here and be like, oh, they're pro-Black. We listen to everything that they say. They don't cuss out Black women. They don't say certain things on the surface, but behind closed doors, they are treating Black women like shit. And excuse me, brother, being to be cussing on your platform, because you know I got a whole lot of cuss words I can pull out my pocket, but I'm keeping them to a minimum. But in real life, they scream pro-Black. They say no.
I don't mean to cut you off, but it's been a whole bunch of cursing and I already went on, baby. So you might as well
I think Mechee cussed more than all of y'all guys put together on this platform. Trust and believe me. You ain't never seen one of my shows, but I just want to say that is what has baffled me in real life. Like Tommy will say some harsh stuff, but in real life, like Tommy is not a user. He's not a mistreater. He not out here trying to gain nothing off me, have me on his show making money. Whenever I ask him for advice, he always tells me what's best for Mechee. When I ask these other pro-Black brothers, they be like, yo, I think you should do A, B, C, D. That really allows them to benefit and grow up off of Mechee's back. So in real life, don't be swayed by what people say on the surface. Like what you see with Tommy is what you get. This is his emotions. This is his feelings. This is his facts. This is how he feels. But at the same time, in real life, like Tommy's not the kind of Black man people make him out to be. But the rest of these brothers out here just saying all the right stuff, they full of shit. And I ain't gonna start calling names because I ain't gonna be petty, but they full of shit in real life. So just don't let people words sway you too much to where you can't see past what they say. And that happens to me a lot because I'm always cussing. People don't hear my message. Well, a lot of people do, but for my curse words. But the bottom line is we got to stop being so quick to just think a brother good or a sister good because they say the right words. Like, look at their actions in life and what they really do. And some people going to be mad at me for saying this, but I'm talking about brothers I know in real life. And Tommy is a good dude. People like these pro-Blacks named Dr. Watkins and et cetera, et cetera. These brothers is not good dudes. They really not. So they can miss me with all of that right talk on your platform, but you not right in real life. I ain't buying none of that shit.
And that's why if you want to look at people who know me in real life, you see I deal with predominantly black women. By now, it would be a whole bunch of black women who'd be talking shit about me, saying, I know this dude, I've been over his house, he do this, he do that. But even the ones who come out and talk about me, was one girl who made a video and she was talking about me. She was trying to lie and tell everybody me and her dated, when that ain't what we did. But she came out and she said, they were asking, well, how did he treat you? And she said, well, I gotta be honest. Pretty much anything I needed, he got it for me. He was actually a real sweetheart. There's no woman that's running around saying I used him. Not one. And you got to ask yourself, how's that possible? So I call women bitches on a damn video, and a grown man want to fight me and kill me over that. But women in real life have said, this nigga has hired me, got my bills paid. Think about how many women on YouTube who I've gotten cold computers so they can do their YouTube shit, microphones so they can do their YouTube shit, cameras so they can do their YouTube shit. And there's not another YouTuber and not another person, you can't even think of Tariq Nasheed, who's done that. People will ask me for something, I will give you something.
And the black sector.
Last night, there was a bunch of people. It was funny. I donated to the Brother Ben show. There was a bunch of people who was talking shit about me, and I simply told them, I said, since y'all got such a problem with me being on his show, I'm a coon and I don't like black folks. I put up this much money. Why don't y'all beat me to show him how much y'all support? Since y'all trying to tell him to get me off, why don't y'all support what the man do instead of trying to control what the man do? You think they did any of that? No. They just sat there and kept talking crap. Put your money where your mouth is. That's what I believe in. Put your money where your mouth is. While they talking about being in these streets, I'm out in these streets. While he talking about how much he loved black women, who hires more black women? I got 50 on staff right now. I use plenty of black women who can tell you I paid their rent when they need. I've done things to get them car note, and I don't even know them. And I don't talk about it, and I don't put their names out in the street. I just do the work. Because the thing about the work is that the work need to be done, you just do it. And the gratitude you get is just for doing it. If you're really about the work, you feel gratitude just because you did it.
It's real. Yep. Now, I do the same thing in my personal life, so I totally get it, brother. Because I'm a trainer, and I have a big fitness movement, and Brother Ben know about it, and it's just full of women. You know what I mean? And I cater to women. But when they rent need to get paid, when they car break down, you know, I'm the only guy, because like I say, it's just all women, and I'm the guy that always step up to the plate. You know, when they man not coming through and they got sorry boyfriends and all that, I'm the one they depend on. But at the same time, I don't have to brag about it. I don't have to talk about it. I just do the work at the end of the day, because these women, you know, they're giving me money for me to get them in shape and help them. So I can't sit up here and see them struggle and see them hurt. And they blessing me, and I'm steady making all this money, but then I don't give nothing back. To me, that ain't right.
Amen. And here's the biggest thing. I got black baby mamas, 2 of them. I got black cousins and all kind of stuff. You don't mean to think that by now my black, what do you think is keeping my black baby mamas from coming out and telling people that I ain't shit?
You take care of your business.
That's right.
Take care of your business.
You don't hear them say a thing. So you got a bunch of people who've never met me who talk bad about me, but you don't have anybody who's been around me talking bad about me. That should tell everybody something. No matter what you think about, you don't see my mama talking trash about me. You don't see anybody who knows me talking shit about me.
And that says a lot, though.
And I'm a public figure, and they can get paid to do it.
Bottom line, basically, the black sector, and I hate to use that terminology, but the black sector YouTube is a giant echo chamber anyway. I mean, it's so much drama on there. You get these white guys on YouTube, they help each other, build each other's channels up, they move on to the next thing. We are like the only group who eats its own young.
And I've been trying to work with them brothers. I always tell them, why are y'all acting like it's only one way to make money or to do this? There's too much money out here for us not to help each other. Something simple is, if you disagree with a brother, do a show with that brother. You don't know think about how many people will watch you and that brother have a discussion. But you too stupid. You brother make videos about somebody talking about he got kids we don't know about. He a coon. He gay. He ugly. Stupid stuff. And all we do, and here's what's problem to me with these so-called pro-blacks. They so pro-black, but I never see them going after white people. They're only taking down black folks. They're only exposing other black people. They're only throwing other black people's dirt out. I never see them going off that devil they keep telling me is the one who set up the white supremacy. Go after some of them then.
Whoa. Now you lying on me, Tommy.
I'm not saying you. I didn't say you. I'm saying, but you don't see these pro-blacks doing it. They're always throwing other black, and most of the men, they're always throwing each other's dirt out. Every day you wake up, you see Nyla Speaks talking about somebody else. Uncle Suge talking about another black person. All these black people, you see them exposing other black people. As a matter of fact, why the hell is exposing so big amongst blacks? What the hell is that about? I'm going to expose your dirt. Well, everybody got dirt.
Mm-hmm.
I feel lost because y'all naming all the YouTube people. I don't know none of these folks. Never heard of them.
Yeah, you got to get in the YouTube.
You ain't missing nothing. Don't worry about it.
If you go down that rabbit hole, you won't hear nothing but some of the most disturbing, disgusting stuff you've ever heard. And it's like every day they wake up to expose each other. That's it. Every day we wake up to try and belittle someone else's life or put out their real name, put out their address. Everywhere I've moved, this dude on YouTube has put out my address. Everywhere I've gone. What is the purpose? If you that bad, you come see me yourself, since you know my address. But you just keep putting it out online.
I think that's just YouTube. I think that happened to all of them. Okay, so when you go on YouTube, just know once you get enough views, next they finna tell all your business, your address gonna be out there. You're gonna get a couple death threats, then they coming after your kids. Like, I think that's the YouTube package in the black community.
But isn't that what's sad? He said, if people are threatening my life, that must mean I'm doing something wrong. But every YouTuber who's over a certain size can tell you they've gotten the same death threats.
I've had people literally.
That's the weakest thing you can do. I mean, if you got a problem with a person, you should have a problem with that person, not bring their kids into it and have issue with that person. I mean, the thing I hear all the time, people are talking about pulling up on each other. It's like that's the trend. So you mean to tell me you're going to go 3,000 miles just to pull up on somebody and expect them to be there, wait for you to pull up on them?
Something you don't like.
I've had people take, the peace sign. I've had a dude say, this mean I am Legion. They working with the government. I said, man, I have heard it all.
Yo, they said I was in the Illuminati. And there's a video out there. You can go see it. Where they were saying they were showing all of my hand motions that show I'm in the Illuminati.
Well, we are agents.
Yes,
we agents.
Illuminated.
But hey, Tommy, I just want to know, do we ever get a check for being an agent? Because I haven't got one yet. I'm just wondering.
If we such agents and work for the government, why the government can't protect us from peon niggas like you?
If I'm an agent, I want to know why my YouTube will not let me go live right now. I could use some help around here.
Yeah,
right. I'm an agent, but I can't keep a channel. That's why I got 50 channels.
Bro, you got 50 channels, bro?
I literally have to jump and listen. Mechee will tell you, I'm literally jumping around from channel to channel because every channel I'm at, they flag it.
Wow.
I can't keep a channel. I had a channel with almost 1 million subs. They flagged it down. Had another channel with 600,000. They flagged it down. I got a channel right now. You can go look it up. TNN Raw 2. It has almost 400,000 subs. I can't use it. It just sits there. I got another one called Sotomayor TV2. Go look at it. 300,000 subs. Can't use it. They flagged it. They flag everywhere I go. These Negroes just sit around, and then their mission is to make sure I don't make money. Now, I've never had a white person go out of their way to make sure I don't make money. And everybody does what that guy did on the show earlier, talking about my money. You made a living doing this. Well, nigga, these people make a living selling crack, but I don't see you going out there fighting them.
Hey, brother, listen, I can't even argue with the dude, man.
You make too much sense.
Yeah. Tommy kind of makes it really hard to argue with him sometimes, so I just don't say nothing to his ass.
Hey, but listen, I had no dog in the fight, so my thing is I wanted to meet the brother. I was listening. You know what I mean? The dude did not attack nobody. He was speaking his stance, and then he got attacked. He said, well, okay, let me them same shoes you put on me. Let me see if you can fit them too.
Mm-hmm. All I do is give somebody what they give me back, because I know most human beings do not give what what we do is we give something that we can't take. We ask for something that we don't want to do ourselves. We will tell our woman she don't need to do so and so while we out doing it. We'll have people tell us we don't want to be spoken to like that. That's why I said about that woman who was cussing out her son at that school. She was talking about respect. But if anybody spoke to her half of the way she spoke to her own child, she'd want to fight. So if that's the case, why would you speak to your own child this way?
Exactly.
Or would want to fight if somebody talked to her kid that way.
Ooh.
I've been having that argument with people like all week. I'm like, if you don't think that's assault, if the police did it, would you not call it police brutality? If the teacher did it, wouldn't you call it assault? And if the neighbor did it, would you not call it assault? Well,
hey,
yeah,
brother. Oh, I'm sorry, brother Ben. You remember when we were mentoring them kids, and that little kid answered to his mom, and then I asked him. I said, son, you're disrespecting your mother. And then I said, well, would you want me to disrespect your mother? The first thing he said was no. I said, well, how you gonna disrespect your mama, but I can't disrespect her?
That's what we have to start looking at.
Yeah,
I try to play things on. I try to be honest about a situation and say, if it's good for one, it's good for the other one, or we all need to stop doing it. And that seemed like is the best way for us to get somewhere. So like Mechee had to tell him, nobody's ever called my show. And I was like, you welcome to Tommy Sotomayor show, bitch. What you want, bitch?
But from the 5-minute clip, they would think so.
Hey, Tommy, listen. When you say it like that, that's truly building your career out for it. That's the only way to do it. Right. So if you got any other approach outside of that, then we can't put that on you, brother.
That's what I'm saying. Like literally, you will see me have a regular conversation. And the saddest part about it is you can go see a show I did this week. A black woman whose husband is a fan of my show. She wanted me to interview her. I found out that he's the one who sent her to come on my show. My show is broadcast from my house. This black man was so comfortable with me that he allowed his wife to come to my house. And if you look at his wife's fine. She came to my house to do a show. He had no problem. How many men do you think would trust a woman with this nigga at his house?
Yeah.
But because after a while, people understand, I'm not trying to do that to you. I'm literally just about the message. And the fact that this man and his wife, and if you listen to a lot of people who listen to my show, a lot of black women, they have their husband or they have their man. And even if they disagree with me, they understand that I'm talking about a certain segment that exists. The women I talk about, even if it's not you, you do know a woman who's like that. That means it's too many.
So, Tommy, let me ask you a question. So, based off my friend Logic, do you feel like you've grown since you've been doing your YouTube and your approach in certain conversations?
Yes. Because I used to be, first off, I used to wouldn't have a conversation with you. I used to say it and walk. I would like to do the Unabomber. I just put the shit in your damn thing and you open it up and boom, it blow up in your face. But then I started having a conversation with people because I wanted to know how they felt about it. And I'm more understanding. Like anybody who's listened to me from the beginning, they'll tell you that nigga was raw when he first started. Like I gave no fucks.
So and reason I asked that, do you think that his perception of you could have been based off some of your earlier videos versus your current video?
I think even then I was still speaking the same facts. I just didn't allow you to talk back to me. Like it was just, I put up a video and you never got a chance to talk to me. Yeah. So you never got to challenge me. But then when I realized that there's a way for the people to challenge me, because I feel like you can't grow if you don't listen to different sides. And I've always,
that's a fact.
So I want to hear people who don't agree with me. The brother Ben X will tell you, I came to him and was like, I want you. And and he'll tell you what I told him behind closed doors before we started. I said, ask me whatever you want. I didn't set him up with any parameters. I said, ask me whatever you want.
Now you've been thugging it out for about 4 hours, brother. That's respect.
Well, think about it. I'm gonna ask y'all a real question. You think you can get Tariq Nasheed to come and talk to some people who might disagree with him like this for this long?
Hell no, not for 10 minutes.
I don't, brother. I don't even know who that is, brother.
Oh, but I'm saying, have y'all ever seen him? You ever seen Dr. Umar Johnson say, let me stand up in front of all these people who might disagree with me and answer their question?
He gonna come cuss you out, but he coming. Dr. Umar coming. He just gonna cuss you out. Tariq ain't gonna show up.
Most people who have something to lose aren't going to allow you to question them, because then that's going to make them, putting them in position to look bad. So they're not going to. That's why we like the brother said, echo chambers. We only want to be in front of our crowd so our crowd can cheer us on. We never want to be in front of the hostile crowd. But guess where I go? Wherever you ask.
Yeah, I don't mind a hostile crowd. I grew up storing on people in school, so I'm used to it. So I don't mind no smoke.
But here's the thing. If you're being honest and being factual, why would you have a problem with someone questioning what you say publicly? If I say it publicly, I shouldn't mind people questioning me publicly. People keep talking about me and David Duke, and they say, well, you have David Duke on your show. Well, David Duke talked to me about how he talked to Farrakhan all the time. They disagree, but they'll talk and disagree. I don't understand why the disagreement. That man came on my show 2 times. Tariq Nasheed made a show saying Tommy's a sellout because David Duke came on the show. Guess who Tariq Nasheed had on his show a week later? Richard Spencer.
Damn.
A white supremacist. So as long as he was getting the views, though, he didn't care.
About 3 or 4 years.
What?
About 3 or 4 years back when Tommy, the Vlad show, and then Tariq confronted Tom. I actually did a video of trying to, and this is back before I became as known as I am now, but I did a video trying to get those two together to come and sit and talk, to mediate. I mean, whether it would actually happen, I don't know, but I put that spark out there because I love to see us come together and talk. I think it's better to come and reason together and find out why we have differences.
I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Tariq Nasheed got used by Vlad to make a spectacle when he showed up at my place, or at the place where I was supposed to be interviewing. So he let the Jews.
Oh, y'all talking about Vlad TV?
Yes. I'm at Vlad TV interviewing Tariq Nasheed. They asked me to come interview. I went out there. Tariq Nasheed shows up with a coon train in the middle of my in the middle of my interview with a coon train, trying to give it to me. And Vlad just sits there and let it happen. So I got set up by Vlad. Now, all of a sudden, after the Jew used that dude to have 2 black men arguing in front of him while he's sitting and smile, guess who Tariq now is acting like he don't like and saying that he's a culture vulture? The same man that he let use him.
So you got an interview. So you got an interview that I can go pull up on YouTube with Vlad TV?
It didn't happen. What happened was, while I was in the interview, and that's what let me know Vlad wasn't. Vlad called me and asked me to come interview. So I went to go interview. Soon as I get to start an interview, and when he's asking me questions, he set me up because I knew something was wrong. Because the first question out of Vlad's mouth was, "So your name is Thomas Jerome Harris, right?" That was his first question. What kind of question is that?
So you knew from the gate someone right.
That's what I'm saying.
The process server.
That's what I'm saying. So the third question he got, when he got to the third question, Tariq comes into the door, and there's only one door in and one door out. Tariq comes through that door.
Some dude said,
so who is the Tariq dude? Is he like an activist or something?
Yeah, you ever heard of him?
He's the one who does.
He's a video vixen.
This girl say video vixen.
Have you heard, hey brother Trey? Have you heard of a video series called Hidden Colors?
Yeah, you heard it.
Yeah, I heard about
Hidden Colors.
The brother who made Hidden Colors. That's
so the brother who made Hidden Colors. Guess what he called me? Is his name to me? Crispy, because I'm black, because I'm really dark skinned. He calls me Crispy, and all these black people sit up there and okay with it. So they so pro black that they don't mind him calling me Crispy Black.
It's like some high school shit.
Yeah, but we finna wrap this up, fam. We finna be on this bad boy for 5 hours.
Yeah, it's 4 hours and 37 minutes, so I got to go too. I got to get up and take some kids to school.
Y'all should come to Memphis sometime. I know Tommy got a show. He got something in Memphis, but being next meet you, y'all should come down there sometime.
Indeed.
All right.
You might go on.
Tennessee could always use some country talk, some Islam talk, and some Tommy Sotomayor talk.
Absolutely. So I appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. And We probably gonna be doing this a lot. Me, brother Tr3y, Balls Mari, we're gonna be going live, man, and just having different dialogues and conversations like this. And I think it's only gonna get better. It started off a little, you know what I mean, edgy, but I think it's gonna get better. So before we go out, I'll let you guys close out with y'all closing words.
Just thank you for letting me on, brother. Speak my piece, Trey. Nice meeting you, brother down there.
How you doing,
nice
brother?
Talking to y'all as well. Look forward to seeing y'all some more. Like I said earlier, like when I came in the comments when you and Tommy did y'all first live, I was like, I'm not religious at all, but I love the fact that y'all two got together because y'all are like polar opposites.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it, brother.
Yep. No problem. Good music too. I gotta say, what was that? BrotherBenXmusic.com?
Yes, sir. Go download it.
You had some good.
Yeah, I always dropping that heat.
Bars.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. My brother, the real Aaron, closing word.
Appreciate my brother Ben. You allow me to come on your panel again, and this is real powerful. Brother Trey, I think that's your name. You said you got your own TV show.
No. We have a show. Me, brother Ben, and some of the other guys that were on earlier. It's on Facebook. I don't know if brother Ben can put it in the comments. If you just put in hashtag Men's Viewpoint on Facebook, you can pull it up.
Okay. Oh yeah. Anyway, I appreciate coming on here, being with your ex. Good to see you too. I've been to your show before. you be going in. But
yeah, I'm gonna have to go subscribe to her too. I'm gonna have to find out her information and subscribe to her too. I'm not big on hearing people cuss, but I listen to me too.
Well, just prepare yourself.
I wanted to say that Ben, I wanted to say to Ben that brother Ben, that you were strong, because I remember when they came after, that was like last year, but you still, so you know.
Yes, sir. Many people tried. I had somebody making videos about me every day, and I looked at it well, I didn't watch the whole thing. I seen them do it every day, and I wouldn't respond. After a while, they just gave up. So it is what it is. It come with the territory. I see that ain't nobody put my address or nothing out there yet, but I guess I ain't big enough yet. But yeah, it's definitely been some people that's gonna come after you.
Right. Anyway, I'm Aaron Collins, man. Appreciate you all. All right.
All right, peace. Brother Trey.
Like I said, man, like I said, we have a show. It's called Men's Viewpoint. If you just put in Men's Viewpoint on Facebook, that's where we are. We're not on YouTube. But I just want to say I really enjoyed the conversation. I didn't like all the back and forth, but the conversation was good. I just want to say to my brother's defense, Anton, who I know personally, that with him and Thomas going back and forth in real life, the man is a very upstanding man. Like he's a very good dude in real life, and I just hate that what happened. So, but outside of that, man, I enjoyed myself, man, and like I say, we're gonna be back next week, man. So I pray that conversation go way better. Okay, way better. Because today, man, this was something else. I ain't never seen that dude that hot.
Ever. I ain't never seen him talk like that. Hey, man. I ain't never seen him or Mario talk like that.
Nah, Mario was hot too. He was hot too. I seen that, but I'm like, bro, y'all got to get out y'all emotions and calm down and just listen to what the brother's saying, because he did not contradict himself. And Mario was trying to say, I said, brother, I'm right here listening. I'm the one quiet, so I heard everything. He didn't contradict himself. He had valid points, and the only thing that brother Tommy was doing the same thing to y'all that you did to him. And you can't get mad at that, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna do the same thing in the conversation.
Yeah, Sister Mechee.
I just want to again say thank you for having me on, and thank you for having such a neutral platform, right? That we can come on, we can have different perspectives. different opinions, but at the end of the day, for when people ain't too hot tempered, right? You at least your platform is neutral in what you think, and you allow people to voice those different opinions with no judgment. So I really appreciate that from you, Brother Ben. It's like a breath of fresh air in this YouTube community. It's very hard for us to agree to disagree on a lot of things and to do that openly and publicly. But here I believe that's something we can do. This is my second time, talking on your platform, but I just appreciate you allowing me the opportunity to do so. And I appreciate your platform. So thank you, brother.
Indeed. And where can they
I'm gonna ask what's her YouTube channel, because I'm gonna go check her out tomorrow.
Your social media.
It's Mechee X, MECHEEX, and that's on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
You say MECHEEX. Okay, all right, gotcha.
All right, y'all. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I know it's late. I appreciate everybody in the comment section. I appreciate everybody who's liking and sharing. Make sure you hit the like button so this message.
Brother Ben.
Man,
I'm gonna go back and watch this tomorrow, bro. I gotta go watch it, bro. This was funny as hell, bro. I swear to God, dog.
Man, this is hilarious. When what's his name? Hey, I ain't gonna lie. When what's his name? When Boss said, and I can back it up, Tommy say, I bet you can back it up. You talking about singing that
hey,
song?
bro.
Man, these people crazy.
Bro, listen. Tomorrow when we go do the show and Tom will have a map, bro. We might well get ready. Him and Mario gonna have a mouthful. They gonna talk about Tommy the whole time we on. Man, listen, bro. I want to do the show tomorrow. I don't want to talk about nothing that happened today. Let's do our show and let's keep it pushing.
For real. So we'll see y'all next week, fam. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Peace.
All right, family.